Hi. So we're keeping in with the same theme. This is the third video. So the first video was about why you should be reading fiction books if you want to actually improve your copywriting instead of reading nonfiction or marketing books. So that's the first one. The second one, I gave you some recommendations of my favorite fiction for you to check out. And so now I'm going to give you a recommendation of the marketing-esque nonfiction books. For someone who's obsessed with marketing and really loves marketing, I actually don't have that many just straight up marketing books, but I did put together some things for you. First and foremost, my absolute favorite marketing book. It's not really a marketing book. It's just called Made to Stick. It's about ideas. This is by Chip Heath and Dan Heath. Okay, even the way that this book is written, I think is a perfect example of how you should approach writing in your business. Because what I find is that a lot of times when people go to write for their business, they get way too professional and they get frozen in what I call business speak, right? Because they're like, okay, I have to write for my business now, so it's time to put my professional hat on. And that creates distance between you and the person that you're trying to connect with. These guys are funny and relatable, but they're still professional. And this book is chock full of stories and statistics, and it's never boring. It's very engaging. It's very interesting. It's easy to follow along. They even do these recaps at the end of the chapters. Like, though, even the way that they thought about this book is, I think, a great example of how you might want to structure a program or a course, even because of the way that they explain not only the concepts, but the way that they know what their people are going through and what they're thinking about and what they're going to need. And so they have exercises and they have these recaps and they're expressing these concepts that can be a little cumbersome sometimes, and they're giving you a very easy way for you to remember it. It's just they're walking the walk and they're talking the talk in this book. Next. This could be a little outdated. This is about webinars. So I would say, sometimes we have the discussion, are webinars still a thing? Are they not a thing? Blah, blah, blah. This guy, Jason Fladio, one too many. Okay. So whether or not webinars are still a thing and we're doing them, or they're passé, or there's a new trend, the principles of this book, I think, are still great. So what you could do is actually read this and get a sense for how you want to structure sales conversations. It's a great book to just absorb, okay, this is actually how you infuse your content with sales and how you talk about what you're doing and you're teaching something, but you're also infusing this sales conversation throughout. So for that, I think this book is great, and I think this book will stand the test of time from that perspective alone. So I highly recommend. This is great if you are looking to get inspired on how can you sell in your copy, how can you sell in your emails, how can you sell in your content. Start here. Okay, for my people who are like, I never have anything to say and I don't know what I'm going to write about, Storyworthy. This is by Matthew Dix. He has been on the Moth podcast and he's done all these kind of like story slams and he's won a bunch. And so he has examples in here of how you can take things that are everyday occurrences in, the average life of any human and turn them into stories and turn them into lessons. And it's not exactly about business, but I do think that being a storyteller is crucial in business, and it's crucial in just communication in general as a human being, because we are wired for story. So check this one out. Okay, another one. When you go to the bookstore, and please go to the physical bookstore, okay? I only own a few Kindle books because I got them for free, or they were $1, and I was like, oh, okay, why not? This whole thing behind me is like, it's all books. It's bookshelves. It's books upon books upon books. I come from a family of readers, and when I was a little girl, if I wanted a toy, I didn't always get it. If I wanted the new Barbie, I didn't always get her. But if I wanted books, there was no limit. It was like, oh, you want books? Yes. Here you go. Here are all the books. And I loved reading. We used to go to all the baseball games when I was a kid because my brother played baseball and he loved baseball. And I would bring a book with me to the baseball game and I would read the book. Like little Emily sitting there reading a book. Okay? She loves to read. It's just, I love to read. Okay. So, please support the bookstore and go to your local bookstore. Anyway, when you go there, go to the section that's all about relationships. And they're usually these books that are tailored to getting to know each other, deepening your intimacy, learning about each other. This one in particular is called Questions for Couples Journal. It's by Maggie Reyes, and there's 400 questions in here. So if you don't know what to write about, this is a great way to not only get to know yourself better, but it's good to just peruse for inspiration. It will give you ideas for emails. It will give you ideas for content that are a little bit different, a little bit out of the box, and they will help you create connection with your people. And that's what we need, right? So This one's good. Okay, this one I took the jacket off. This is Everybody Writes by Anne Handley. This book is just great on how to communicate better. Punto, the end. Just how to communicate better and more effectively as a human being. I love the fact that the chapters are super short. It's super snappy. She keeps you engaged. She keeps you interested. There's a lot of examples. We need examples. And the things that she has in this book are things that I've been saying for years. So I love it. I love it. I love it because I'm like, yes, confirmation. It's so amazing. And I know that this is probably more for a niche audience because, you know, a book about writing is not necessarily going to be everybody's cup of tea, but this is an absolute must. It's great and it's not boring and it's interesting and it will 100% improve your writing. Last but not least, this is not a marketing book. This is just Ask and It Is Given. This is Abraham Hicks. This is Law of Attraction. This is the OG. This is the original. Maybe aside from Think and Grow Rich. And there's probably others that I'm not thinking of at this moment, but this is just wonderful. There's tons of exercises at the back of this book for moving through stuck energy, and I find that it's just very helpful. In general, this lives on my nightstand. I live and breathe this book. I mean, I listen to Abraham pretty much every day, but the exercises in this book are wonderful, and it's just a great kind of all-around life philosophy sort of book. Another one that's similar to this that I didn't grab but that's over there is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. The Eat, Pray, Love Woman. Okay. That one is excellent. Big Magic is also really good. If you need motivation, if you need a sense of something to just help you spark that purpose and that drive and that forward momentum in your business, that's a really great one. That one is beautiful. That one's all about showing up authentically and kind of, it is about creativity, but I think online business owners, the creativity that you are using is not that different from a creative artist, right? Because we're making everything up. All the offers that you've made are made up, right? So check it out. Big Magic is also another one that I would recommend. So these are the only marketing books that I have for you. I have more technical ones that are more copywriter-y. They're not my fave. These are my fave. Really, seriously? This is my absolute favorite marketing book. And I read all the stuff that these guys write. And I will continue to read all the stuff that these guys write. So check them out. Malcolm Gladwell, also another one. Great nonfiction if you're going to read nonfiction. Okay. Hope this was helpful. I will see you in the next one. Tell me what your favorite marketing book is. I would love to know. I would love to find other really, really good marketing books. So leave them below. Bye.